Hey Cancer, welcome to your weekly reading. If this is your first time here, my name is Laura and I'm from babycurltarot.com. Keep in mind, Cancers, this reading is for any Cancer placement you want to check in on, including but not limited to your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Maybe you want to take a look at the astrological house that is in Cancer in your natal chart. Whatever it is, you are welcome here, as are the cross watchers. With all that in mind, let's get into it. Now, do keep in mind, if you happen to catch this message after the first week of August 2022, that's okay. It just means you were meant to hear the message at a later time. All right, spiritual team, what is the overall energy for my Cancers for the next 7 days? What is the overall energy for my Cancers for the next 7 days? What's going on for the Cancers? All right, we have the tomato, love. All right, hopefully the glare isn't too bad. And at the bottom of the deck, we have sweet corn, ritual. Interesting. The image that just popped into my head was very interesting. I don't know if some of you are dabbling in love magic, love spells. Just be careful with that, okay? That's all I'm gonna say about that. But for some of you, I feel like there's some sort of progression that is happening in your love life somewhere. That seems to be like a pattern of some kind, or maybe this is like the getting to know them process, that kind of thing. So let's get into these messages though and see what comes up. Spiritual team, what messages do you have for my Cancers for the next 7 days? What messages do you have for my Cancers for the next 7 days? What do the Cancers need to know? What do they need to know? Let me know. Hello, come here. All right, let's get into it. Okay, we have the Page of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups reversed, the Fool reversed, and at the bottom of the deck, the Page of Pentacles reversed. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What's at the bottom of the deck under this Page of Pentacles reversed? Queen of Wands, King of Wands reversed, Chariot reversed. All right, Chariot is Cancer energy, and the Fool is Aquarius energy. Very interesting. We have a pair, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, even though the King of Wands is in reverse. And we also have a couple pages here. However, one is in the reverse. I don't know if this is a new situation that you've just started out on. Maybe this is a new romantic relationship or a partnership of some kind. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a business partnership for all I know, right? It feels like there's something here that is just not quite where it could be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say should be, because every situation is going to look different for everyone. But there's just something here that I don't know if it hasn't really been thought through all the way, or maybe you guys just aren't on the same page, and that's kind of what I'm getting with the King of Wands reversed. Feels like the Queen of Wands is kind of doing her thing. And again, this doesn't have to be gender specific. The tarot is never gender specific. So this could be a same-sex relationship. This could be a non-binary relationship. It doesn't matter. Take what resonates. But it just feels like we have this Queen of Wands who's probably, I don't know why I heard hustle on her grind. And then we have this King of Wands reversed that I don't know if they really know what they're doing. I don't know if this is in relation to the relationship itself, but it's like someone may not have, someone's expectations may be a little off or too high for like where the relationship is at this point in time. Does that make sense? Yeah, someone's expectations may be a little high. And the Queen of Wands is the one that's kind of like, come on, get with the program. Like, you're doing a little much. But I just feel like this King of Wands is so excited and like really content with the relationship itself. But I think this King of Wands reversed is just, I don't know if they're trying to move too fast, or, you know, they're just in their head about certain things and like, I wish it should be like this, when the reality is it doesn't need to it doesn't need to really work the way that we have it planned out in our heads. And maybe it just doesn't work in reality, right? So with the Page of Pentacles reversed, it just feels like this King of Wands' plan for this relationship, or where it should be right now, is not really thought through all the way. Or it's just the goals are too lofty for where you guys are at right now. So maybe you guys need to sit down and have a conversation about where you guys are at and what you're capable of doing or putting into the relationship as a whole. Maybe you guys are both working, so you don't get to spend as much time together. And maybe the King of Wands expects to be able to go out to dinner like 5 times a week, and you're like, yeah, that doesn't really work with my schedule, bro. But you know, there's nothing wrong with that. So I think this relationship is maybe having a little bit of trouble progressing the way that it needs to, because I think one person is just upset that it's not moving the way that they want it to, or at the speed or, you know, quality that it is moving. It's just, I think a little frustration on that end. Okay. It could also be that this King of Wands is not putting enough energy into the relationship themselves. And that could be what the holdup is. I mean, take what resonates. It's going to be different for all of you. You will know better than I will. There's so many explanations for what this is. I just feel like the King of Wands in particular, it's like their expectations, or, you know, what they are putting into the relationship at this time is not matching what it needs to be right now. Does that make sense? Especially if you guys are trying to progress and move forward. If someone isn't putting, you know, equal effort, it's kind of hard to progress, right? I think that makes sense for everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get into these cards right here. Cancers, this is kind of an interesting one for me, particularly with this combination and the way it came out. On the one hand, I see someone alone with this 9 of Pentacles. I see someone who is very much focused on their personal growth, solo. It feels like if this is a love situation, it feels like you are more focused on personal growth than more so than like the growth of the relationship. Like, it's not that you're not invested in it and you're not interested in it, but it definitely feels like a lot of you know that if the relationship is going to work, it's going to come together the way that it needs to. And that's what I get from this Fool card in the reverse. It's like, you know that you've probably been through enough relationships to know, like, I don't need to force things. I don't need to be with this person all the time to get to know them. In the beginning, like, I can take my time. I can continue to work on myself. I can continue to do what it is that I need to do to continue investing in myself and my personal growth, which I think is going very well for you, by the way. So congrats on that. But it feels like, I don't know if this is a shift in the getting to know someone process for you guys. Maybe you didn't always go about it that way, but this does feel almost like a shift. It's like, usually if the Fool card was upright, it would be you taking a leap of faith, you know, excitedly, almost foolishly, just embracing what life is going to throw your way. And it feels like with it in the reverse, you're a little jaded, you know what goes into it. So it's not that you're hesitant, you're aware that this is going to take time and energy, and we can take it slow. We don't have to try and get to know each other and know everything about each other within a span of a month or two. You know, we can just go with the flow and take our time with it. And it doesn't have to be kind of like this wild ride. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, when we get into love situations, we get enveloped in it and we want to just fall into it. And Cancers, it feels like you're saying, I don't want to fall. Let's walk down the hill together and see what happens along the way, kind of a thing, which I think is really, really beautiful. So that may be a conversation that you have with somebody. I also heard for some of you that This could be talking about the end of a relationship, like a fairly new relationship. It doesn't feel like it's something that was around for a very long time, but for some of you, you may be recognizing, I'm not really at a place where I can start a whole new relationship right now. I'm really focused on myself. But for a lot of you, I feel like you have met someone that you really like. And while you do want to get to know them, you're still keeping your individuality intact. You know how sometimes we start dating somebody and then all of a sudden these two people merge and they are one person now. No, you're not doing that this time around, Cancers. You're very much holding to your individuality, your own personal space, time, work, and things like that. And it's not taking over your life, right? I definitely get that. From the Three of Cups reverse, it's like you're not getting wrapped up into it. You're not, I don't want to say celebrating it the way that you normally would, but you're definitely not, I keep hearing the word falling. You're not like falling into it like you normally would. Does that make sense? You're not getting wrapped up in it and letting it sweep you away like a rushing river. You're like, let's just walk along the riverbed for a little bit before we get swept up in the current here. That's the energy I'm kind of getting. And maybe for some of you, that's what this is. It's like a lot of you may identify with the Queen of Wands, very sure and certain about where you are, where you're going. And you are trying to avoid this King of Wands. Oh, that's what that is. You're trying to avoid falling into this King of Wands in reverse energy, where your expectations of where things should be and how they progress is not realistic. So I think this could talk about someone else, but I also get the feeling for some of you, it's a mindset between two of your own inner selves. Finding that balance, okay, making sure that you're not just rushing into something just for the sake of rushing into something. And feeling loved. So this could be just, again, taking your time, taking things a little bit slower than normal, maybe even putting things on hold, or ending something completely. I think it's really going to depend on which Cancer is watching this and how it resonates for you guys individually, but that is ultimately what I'm seeing. I mean, mainly focus on yourself alongside a new budding relationship and making sure that you find that balance between the newness of getting to know someone, which is very exciting, and then continuing to maintain your own individual life and personality, right? So that's beautiful. I really like that. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Oracle deck section of the reading and see what else we need to know for you guys. Now, keep in mind with this deck, whatever messages come up could be related to this. What we've been talking about so far could be completely unrelated. It's just additional things you need to know for the next 7 days. All right, spiritual team, what additional messages do you have for my Cancers for the next 7 days? What additional messages do you have for my Cancers for the next 7 days? Hello. That was a lot. It looks like a lot, but I'm going to take it. All right, spiritual team, what additional messages do you have for my Cancers for the next 7 days? All right, let's get into it. Sorry, if you know me outside of my tarot work and these videos, you know that I make very random sounds occasionally. Oh, funny. Okay, so the first card we have is the Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Okay. So that could be what I picked up on at the bottom of the deck. So as you're getting to know someone new, you guys could be, learning each other's love languages, styles, making sure that you guys are going at a speed that is good for both of you. So that could bring a little bit of frustration, but I don't think it's something that you guys can't overcome. I'm going to move this down here. We also have a dark man. Dealings a relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. So this could describe you. This could describe someone that you are involved with. All right, take what resonates there. We also have the Cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Interesting. All right, so some of you guys could be kind of skating around some, some interesting energies without even knowing it. Ooh, we have the Frying Pan, trouble and accusations. That's where that comes from. So I wasn't really picking up on that. I wasn't picking up on that type of energy at all, but for some of you, that could be another situation that's unrelated that may come up in the next 7 days for some of you. So just be prepared for that. But I do feel like you're kind of being looked out for by your spiritual team. We also have the dagger, fear, worries, and tense situations. That's interesting. Fear, worries, and tense situations may have to do with whatever this trouble and accusations is that's coming up for you. This could be part of that. This just feels completely unrelated to what we've been talking about, so I'm not really picking up on anything in particular. We also have the wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Interesting. I feel like a lot of you guys are coming out of that though, which is kind of funny because I've been saying that this whole time. It's like you're not allowing yourself to get swept up in, you know, this love situation or whatever it is. And it feels like you guys are being very decisive. So maybe that is the cycle that you are breaking, the wheel that you are breaking right now with this new relationship. Again, take what resonates. Let's take a look at what's at the bottom of each of these piles. We have the rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. Maybe that is where I was getting that King of Wands energy from at the bottom of the deck. This person's expectations for like how much time you guys have together could be that. And take what resonates. Maybe you're feeling more like the King of Wands in reverse than the Queen of Wands, but it feels like someone in the situation, again, just has higher expectations. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's time spent. I don't know why that is such a very prominent message that keeps coming to my mind, but it could be like an issue of not being able to see each other a lot. And this person could have a very high sex drive. And so they're feeling, I don't even know what the word I could use for that, undersatisfied. I don't know. They're just, they want more of you, which is lovely, but at the same time, it's not realistic. We can't just, you know, be doing it like bunny rabbits all day, every day. We got things to do. You know what I'm saying? All right, at the bottom of this deck, we have the wall, a misunderstanding. Interesting. So maybe that misunderstanding is what I was picking up again at the bottom of the deck. You know, misunderstanding between expectations and reality. Maybe a misunderstanding of what it is that you're able to give to the relationship right now in terms of your time and your energy, especially if this is something that's very, very new. Okay, so there could be a situation with that. The misunderstanding could come from this energy over here, these three cards with the trouble, accusations, and issues. Oh, you know what I just heard with this? I just heard with this, someone could be accusing you of cheating or seeing other people because you're not around all the time, or because you're not maybe as sexually inclined as the other person. That could be a thing. That's just understand that that's probably stemming from some sort of past issue. So yeah, try to work through that if that's the case. That's where that, okay, some of them could be, okay, so that's what that could be for some of you. It could be something completely different and unrelated, but that message just came to me, so I wanted to give that one to you. All right, Cancers, that is what I'm seeing for you guys this week, though. Please leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed this reading, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. If you want to see more content from me, I am on Instagram, TikTok, I have a blog. All that info is below in the description box, as is my website if you want to schedule a personal reading with me. As always, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!